everyone, my name is Jessie Jennings and welcome to Art Journaling with Plaid. Today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of art journaling when you're just getting started. I'll give you some tips and tricks and really easy ways to lay out your first art journal page. Today we're using our brand new art journaling kit that comes with 12 folk art colors, an 8-ounce Mod Podge, and our 10-piece folk art variety set. It also comes with this great 2-in-1 decoupaging tool. So this is really great for using with our Mod Podge and our paint, and there's so many different uses for this in art journaling. So let's get started. So I have my art journal here. I've done some pages in this already, so make sure to check out those lessons coming up in our art journaling series. But I just want to show you some really easy tips and tricks to make a really basic art journaling page. We're going to talk about how to lay out your composition, how to make a background, and some different elements you can add to kind of fill up your page. I've got some just magazine cutouts here, so whenever I'm looking at magazines or catalogs and anything like that, any sort of publication, I always look for really cool patterns and textures and colors that I like to hang on to for future art journaling pages. I've also got my 2-in-1 decoupaging tool, which comes in our art journaling kit. So we've got this great brayer as well as a squeegee, so it makes it really easy for lots of techniques in your art journaling. I've got some little envelopes that I've picked up at my local crafting store in the paper supply section. So things like this are really great, and you can easily add lightweight 3D elements to your art journal using Mod Podge. That said, I've got my Mod Podge here today. So Mod Podge Matte 8-ounce comes in the kit. So this is really great for art journaling. So many different ways you can use Mod Podge as a paint resist, as an adhesive, as a sealer if you're putting different, glitter and things like that in your art journal. So it's really great to have. I've also got some small scissors here, my 10-piece variety set, again, that's in the kit, and then water and some paper towels. So let's get started. For our background for our first page, we're going to be using papers as well as paints to just create a nice subtle collage background, because then we'll add elements on top to sort of make the foreground of our page. So to do that, like I said, I've got these papers that I've just pulled from magazines and catalogs that I've seen. I'm going to tear up some of these pages. I just have lots of different colors and textures, and I've kind of pulled a palette that matches. So you can see I've got some jewel tones going so that my page looks complete when I'm done. So I'm going to start tearing up some of these, and we're going to start collaging them onto our page, and then we'll add paint on top of that later. So I'm just going to start laying down pages. And I'm going to make sure to overlap lots, and it's okay if you have some blank spaces because, like I said, we're going to add some paint to our background in a couple minutes too. So I'm going to need my Mod Podge. I'll go ahead and open that up, and a large flat brush. I'm going to start applying some Mod Podge to my page, just wherever I'm planning on putting my first piece of paper. And you can add Mod Podge to the back of your papers and then apply it onto your page. It kind of depends on how you're laying out your page. If you're doing tiny, small pieces, you might want to add it to your paper so you don't put Mod Podge where you don't need it. But if you do, it's okay because it dries clear. And it's also okay if your pieces of magazine go off of the edges because you can just trim that up after it dries. So I'm going to put this one up in the right corner. I'm going to go off the edge a little. And you can use your smoothing tool to make sure there's no bubbles and no air between your page and your paper. So I'll show you how I would do the Mod Podge on the back of my page now. You don't have to use much Mod Podge, especially when you're going paper to paper. Just a really thin, even coat is all you need, and it will keep that paper together forever. You can see this tool works great for getting any bumps out. I'm just sort of laying different elements of paper and different designs where I want them to be. There doesn't really have to be a rhyme or reason. I just kind of want whatever looks nice. So I've got little binder clips here that you can buy. You can just use regular binder clips. These are kind of like special little art notebook ones. But these are really great for when you're doing lots of painting and gluing because sometimes your pages will want to buckle up. So this kind of keeps them together and keeps them flat. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip my pages together so they stay flat while everything's drying. So I'm happy with where my papers are now. So I'm going to move on to some of my paints, and then we might add some more papers later. We'll see how it looks. So I've got my Folk Art Matte acrylic paints here. Again, they come in our art journaling kit. This is Festive Fuchsia, so I'm going to start with that. And you can see I've kind of picked coordinating colors. So I looked at the papers I had in my collection, and I picked a palette that I liked. And again, we're doing this sort of like jewel tone, dramatic sort of color palette. And then there's so many colors in the art journaling kit that it was really easy to pick a handful of colors that coordinate. So I found some that I think look nice together, and those are the colors I'm going to use for the background. I'm going to grab my flat brush again and some of my festive fuchsia. And I'm going to start by sort of painting in the areas that are open, the bare page areas. And it's okay if we go over the papers a little. Like I said, we really want to layer this so it all feels like one piece when we're done. I'm going to grab some of my Violet Pansy, which is a beautiful deep purple color. And I didn't even clean my brush. I'm just picking it right up. And so my page feels really unified. I want it to feel like it's all one piece and that it goes together. I'm going to make sure it's balanced. I'm going to put some purple in a few different places. So it almost feels kind of patchwork almost, but so that it feels like a little bit more subtle, if that makes sense. Because again, we're going to be layering stuff on top and we don't want it to end up looking super busy. Then I'm going to use some of this turquoise color next. And don't forget, art journaling is all about taking time out of your day to express yourself. We've made it super easy to get started with this kit. All you need is your journal or some paper and the kit, and you've got all you need to do your art journal. Whether you've been wanting to start a journal or you've been journaling for years, this kit is a perfect addition to your art journaling journey. I started blending with the purple there, so I just went with it because I thought it looked really pretty. I love the way that looks. Grab one more color. I'm going to use some of this cobalt hue, which is like a really beautiful, bright, true blue color. I'm just brushing that in, kind of layering it over some of my paper areas. Blend it with my pink here. Maybe even pick up a little more pink and blend those two. Kind of dry brushing a little bit. That's going to help cover up some of where the areas are meeting, some of our borders. I think I'm actually really happy with that. So you can see I kind of blended in some of the more contrasted areas, and that way it makes our background a little more subtle. So when we go to add more papers and paints on top, it doesn't look super busy and you can see what we want you to see. And I'm going to set this to the side to dry while we work on one of the other elements of this page. So for one of the elements that we're going to add on top of our page, I have some quotes here that I've written down. So you can use any kind of writing that you have. You can use book pages, you can use pages from a journal you have or a notebook that you've kept. I just jotted down some quotes that I like and some quotes that are special to me, and then I made black and white copies of them so I don't have to write them so many times. And we're going to use this written pattern for one of the elements on top of our page. You can kind of do whatever shape you like, but I'm going to do a flower shape over my background. So I'm going to cut flower petal shapes out of my papers here. Just a really simple flower petal shape. You can create a template if you need to, or if you want to make your flower petals a little more detailed. You can absolutely do that. Make a template and make them all perfect, but since I'm doing a really simple shape, I'm just sort of eyeballing it. So I'm going to set these scraps aside so I can use them later for another page. Okay, so I've got all of my flower petals cut out, and now I've got some wax-coated palette paper here, so you can use parchment paper or wax paper or anything. I'm just going to protect my surface because we're going to be painting on these flower petals. So I got them laid out here. So the way we're going to add color to these is by watering down some paint. So a lot of people may call this a wash effect with paint. So it's kind of like a watercolor almost, like a faux watercolor. So we're going to use some water to water these down and just kind of tint these leaves. So I'm going to get some water from my cup here, and I'm going to put a good bit of water into my paints. You can see here it's very transparent. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to paint that onto my petals. Get a nice tint. And I'll do a couple different petals with this color. You can see there's just really lots of ways you can use acrylic paints in your art journaling. So you can water it down and get a watercolor effect and do cool washes, or you can use it just like we used it before and get a really opaque coverage for backgrounds and things like that. That's why this is a really great kit to use, especially if you're just getting started. I'll do some purple. So with this technique, you can also do like a gradient effect. So you could do two colors in one. So I could add some pink to my purple. Get kind of go one color to another if you wanted to. There's lots of different ways you can do this. So I'm really happy with the way these turned out. I think they look really pretty, and I think they're gonna look great on the background that we made. So I'm gonna let these dry. So our background of our art journal page is dry. So I'm gonna remove the clips, and we can go ahead and trim the edges of the pages now. So you can see we went off the edge in a lot of the areas, so now's the time where we can take off that excess. Now we've trimmed our pages of our art journal, and our petals are dry, so we can start Mod Podging these onto the page. So you can kind of decide where you want the center of your flower to be, and that's going to tell you where to Mod Podge your petals. It can be in the center here, and all of your petals can be sort of radiating out. It can be centered on one page or the other. I think I'm going to make mine a little bit off center, and then that'll leave me some room for my 3D elements at the end. So I'm going to start Mod Podging. You can mark with a pencil the center of your flower, or you can just kind of eyeball it like I'm going to do. So I'm going to say the center of my flowers there, so they'll kind of be radiating out from that spot. And they can definitely go off the page. We'll just trim them like we did with our background. I'm going to push it into the center where my pages meet, so that way when I close my book later it won't tear. I just want to make sure I've got it really flush with the paper. Just using the squeegee tool to make sure that my pages are tight in the center there. So now you can add something to the center of your flower here, like a photo, or just a circle cut out from papers. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to look through what I've got here and maybe add a little something to the center. So I went into my paper collection and I found this yellow page that I've used on a different art journaling page. It's actually a little page out of the book Amelia Bedelia. So I like the yellow and black though, so I think I'm going to cut that out and use that as the center of my daisy shape. That's why I always keep scraps for my art journaling, just in case I need a little piece for something else. And this will go back into my folder. So for the last element of this page, I want to add something three-dimensional. So like I said, I've got these cute little envelopes that I found in the paper crafting section of my local craft store. And really lightweight, flat items like this are perfect for Mod Podging into your art journal. So you can keep things in here, movie tickets or memories. You can put little notes to yourself in there. But I love having little hidden pockets in my art journal that I can go back and revisit later. Right up here on the right side. Use my brayer to make sure that it's totally flat. Because whenever you're doing something heavier than just a single sheet of paper, you want to make sure you put a good amount of Mod Podge on there so that it adheres really well and glues down well. Just make sure there's no air bubbles in there. I'm going to let that dry for a minute and trim my flowers. Now, it's kind of bothering me that there's a big blank space in the bottom right here, so I'm going to try to balance out some of the colors. I've got some golden colors here, and then of course our book center. So I've got these little moths that I've cut out of a magazine, so I'm going to cut these out and sort of just put them down here on the bottom to go with our nature theme and to help balance my colors out. Sometimes it's hard to plan an art journaling page. You just have to have sort of a loose plan and then go with it. And that's really part of the fun. It's all about relaxing, taking some time for yourself, and being creative. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be time for yourself. Everybody's will be different. Everybody has different things they've found, different ephemera from collections and things like that. And that's part of the fun. I'm gonna make them sort of overlapping my little envelope there to tie that in. So that's it for this page of our art journal. I hope you had fun crafting with me. Stay tuned for this new art journaling series where we'll be showing you all different techniques to use in your art journal. For more tips, tricks, and ideas, go to plaidonline.com.